Our microphones are on this time.
We have volume.
We have volume. We have liftoff.
Yeah. Ready.
Ready. Okay. From the toilet to your ears, this is the We're Not Potty Trained podcast. I'm Corey Isaac.
I'm Brandy Walters.
So let's reiterate on that last topic real quick. The shitting in the middle of the floor.
Okay, so backstory. I was split up from the ex. This was like the first time we split up.
Oh, this was as an adult.
No, there's no diapers in this scenario. Yeah, no diapers. This was like 2018. Okay, I'm willing to embarrass myself for this story. So this was like 2018 wedding. Shout out to Amber.
You were at a wedding?
I didn't shit in the floor at the wedding. So it was a wedding. It was Amber's wedding. And when somebody invites me to a wedding, the first question you obviously ask is it open bar?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so this was an open bar wedding.
Oh,
yeah, catered by Sonny's.
Shout out Sonny's.
Let me. That's like stage setting. Drunk a whole shit ton of wine. Took a to-go cup. Rode back to town with my friends. Met the ex. He picked me up. I don't even remember why he picked me up. So we're
talking about Chuck the butt fuck, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't remember why, because clearly, I'm getting ready to shit in the floor. Nothing makes a lot of sense. So he for whatever reason takes me back to his place, and because I was wine drunk,
yeah,
it started spinning, right? And I don't remember if I changed. I don't remember how I got to this point, but I was in the guest bathroom floor, like leaned over said toilet, and puked so hard. It was so violent that it was like, it just shot out. So I'm not making any of this up. We can fact check it later by calling him.
I'd rather not, but that's all right.
We can. So he was like, oh my God, he was actually gagging. So I took a rug that was in the bathroom floor and was like, on in my drunken state. Wiped it up. Can't even believe I'm telling this. With a rug. And somehow cleaned myself up. I don't know how I did it. Obviously threw my underwear away with the rug.
Right.
And went back to bed. Didn't throw up again. or shit in the floor.
It's like, remember that movie Hall Pass?
Yeah, I just watched that the other day. Yeah,
where she's where she's sitting on like the corner of the bathtub, and she's like, my stomach hurts, and then she sneezes and shits all over the wall.
That's me.
That was it. That was it.
Yeah. So
that's fire.
And the only reason I'm so open with the story is I've told about 7,500 people. A lot of people know that story.
So everybody that watches this is like, oh, wait.
Oh, duh.
She's saying this on YouTube?
Yeah.
Damn.
Of course she is. Yeah,
Damn. All right.
It's like wipe on, wipe off. It was. But it's what happens.
So when I shit on the floor,
okay,
I was a kid.
This wasn't 7 years ago.
No, this was God.
Okay.
I was probably 7 or 8.
Okay.
And we were in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Yeehaw, bitches!
The Redneck Riviera.
Listen, it's the Vegas. It's the Vegas of the South.
Vegas, yes, you're right.
It's the Vegas of the South. You get married down there. So many people from our neck of the woods have gotten married in Gatlinburg.
I thought that was too trashy. So my ass the second time went to Myrtle Beach, which is equally as trashy. Yeah.
That's where you catch MRSA on the beach. Like,
It was on the beach. It was on the beach, yes.
please tell me that it was like a white t-shirt, khaki shorts type of wedding.
No.
Damn.
All the boys matched, and I had on a wedding dress. And I don't remember what Kendall was in.
Okay.
It was a little bit more classy.
Just a little bit, though.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Like, we're not gonna catch MRSA.
No, but continue with your Gatlinburg, Vegas shit floor.
So I remember we were in this store. Do you know that store where it's huge, but they have bears in it? Like, you can go feed the bears.
Is it the one that's over? You have to go like over the mountain into North Carolina.
No.
Oh, that's the one I've only one I've been to where they have bears.
No, this is like on the strip.
Oh, I've not been to a store on the strip where you feed bears.
Yeah, or you can feed bears, I think.
Okay, no.
But and I remember going in and we were just looking around, and it was me, Mom, and her girlfriend at the time. And we're just looking around. And no, I went. I said, Mom, I think I pooped my pants.
Mm-hmm.
She said, okay, well, let's just go back to the hotel and clean you up.
Yeah.
We were staying at the Nakana Lodge, something like that. I don't know. And turns out I didn't poop my pants.
Okay.
I didn't. But I was I took my clothes off and I was peeing.
In the store?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. At the Econo
At
Lodge.
back of the room.
Okay, my bad. Yeah.
You took your clothes off and pissed in the store?
It's like, damn. Were you marking the bears? Like, what's going on?
Listen, your dog and that neighbor dog has that onion. I had the store where you fed the bears. Yes. That's what I had.
Okay.
But no, I remember in the room, in the bathroom, I was peeing on the toilet, and I was stood up, and I was completely naked. My bathwater was running, and Mom's girlfriend said something. I cannot remember what she said.
Okay.
But I laughed so hard
that it came
out. It came out. I mean, it went right on the floor.
Was it whole?
I think it was until it hit the floor. It was kind of like a pie. Like, it just kind of.
It was a mud pie.
It was a mud pie.
Okay.
And she started dying laughing. It was my mom's girlfriend. Okay. It was so funny. We talked about that for years.
You're like, hey, you remember that time I shit the floor?
You remember that time I shit the floor in Gatlinburg?
Yeah.
Because I was a little fucker.
You was just doing business.
Yeah, I was just doing business.
Yeah.
But, let me tell you about this story from my childhood.
Okay.
And this may be why I had a 17 on the ACT. This explains a bit.
There's a lot that could explain that.
There's a lot that could explain it. But we had, like, you know those, like, chains in the backyard for dogs, and you, like, screw it into the ground?
And they have a radius.
And there's, like, a radius?
Yeah.
Bitch, I used to get the end of that chain and hook it to the back of my shirt collar. I swear to God, I would hook it to the back of my shirt collar and run. And it would jerk me back. And
that episode of SNL where Mike Myers is chained to the jungle gym.
Yes. But I would run and it'd jerk me back and I'd hit the ground. And we lived right next to the local hospital.
So the local hospital's like.
So all these people are going, look at this little fucker. He's going to do it again. Watch him. Watch him. He's going to do it again. And Mom and her girlfriend were just watching me.
It's that house in Mount
Vernon. It was my childhood home.
Okay. All right.
Fire.
Yes.
And they were just laughing their asses off.
Did you do this a lot?
A lot.
Okay.
And I'd just get up and laugh.
This is the best time ever.
Like, a few like a few cells would be brain cells would like come out of my ears.
They would fall.
They'd fall out. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then I'd run again.
So I don't know why this popped into my head, but do you ever get those balls that come up out of your throat and they stink so bad?
The
You know what I'm talking-
tonsil stones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you ever get those?
No.
What the fuck?
I
I hawked one up the other day, and that fucker.
I hear they reek.
It's when you said that I lost cells out of my ear, I thought I hawked a tonsil stone up the other day.
See, because I never got my. Did you have your tonsils taken out?
No.
See, I didn't either. Though I got strep so much as a kid.
Yeah.
I'd get it like 2 times a year, maybe 3.
Knock on wood. I don't want to get.
Yeah.
I don't want to get strep. I didn't get it that much, but yeah.
I did.
Tonsil stones.
And my doctor was like, let's get his tonsils out. And my parents were always like, okay. Bitches never did.
Do you use mouthwash though?
No.
Because I always heard if you.
I probably should, but I
don't either. But I always heard that if you, like after you brush your teeth, if you gargle water, it breaks them up. So I'm obsessed.
The stones?
Yeah. So I'm
Oh, okay.
obsessed with breaking them up because they smell so much like ass. Ass coming up out of your throat, like you're losing cells out of your ears.
And it's ass coming out of the throat.
Yeah, I mean ass out of your throat. That's a perfect episode name of anything.
Ass out of the throat.
Ass out of your throat. Yeah.
That's fire, though.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's pretty fire.
Yeah. Tonsil stones, fire.
Fire.
Yeah.
But like, but no, like I never heard. No, that's never happened.
Never.
No.
I hope you get a tonsil stone now.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I tell you what they look like. They look like
little mothballs.
And they smell like little mothballs too.
I remember, like, I got a 17 on the ACT, but this was one of the few times that I had no clue what they were called. This was the first time I remember it in my biology class. The one time I paid attention.
Okay. The one time.
It was very seldom.
Okay. He brought up tonsil stones?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
And showed us videos of, like, them cutting the back of your mouth open, and somebody was sucking the stones out with a tube.
Was there what was the purpose of this video? Was there like a blockage of tonsil stones?
It was like there was like 30 or 40 of those little bitches coming out. Yeah.
This is going down a different path than I think what we started on.
Oh, it is, but it's fine. We went from shitting on the floor to tonsil stones.
But when you talk about school, I had a health class in a double wide my freshman year of high school because
that's fire.
There's nothing like having trailers as classrooms. Did you?
That's Kentucky.
Did you have that?
No.
Elementary school, almost all our specials were single wides.
Really?
Bitch, yes.
Was that at Pulaski?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And almost 6th grade exclusively was outside in double wides. But this was at the high school. I had a health class freshman year. I think the second semester was like gym, but it was just part of the whole curriculum.
Mm-hmm.
And they would show us slides.
Yeah.
Of venereal diseases. Different venereal diseases at different stages.
Yeah.
It didn't stop me from having sex, but it burned a hole in my memory that I'll never forget.
Right.
So one slide was of a lady who wore her jeans about 4 sizes too tight.
Sounds about right.
He said like she was wearing them too tight, so it chafed her.
Okay.
Okay. And I don't remember what she had, but I just remember the slide. And was like it was life-changing, earth-shattering, seeing these pictures. And again, it did not stop me from having sex.
Right.
It's just,
there was a lot.
It was a lot. It was one of those moments I'll never forget. Yeah. So, you have biology, I have health class in a double wide.
We never did sex ed.
Oh no, we had it. I had once like a little chapter in middle school,
Hmm.
and then this slide class
In
freshman year.
in middle school, we had tobacco and drunk driving.
Okay.
That's what it was, and you had to put on these glasses.
Yeah.
And it made you look like it was like the sight.
The drunk goggle glasses.
Yes,
I done that
yes,
at work one time.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I remember some rednecks were like, "Well, thank you for teaching us how to drunk drive."
Thank you for helping us.
Thank you, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
And then like they had that like dummy's head, and it was like what it looked like when you chewed tobacco,
Oh, and you got the hole.
and you got the holes and stuff.
Yeah.
And there was the rednecks in class going,
Yeah,
bullshit.
It didn't stop them.
No,
It didn't
no,
stop 'em.
no.
Yeah.
They said, "Well, thank you." Do we get free dip with this?
Where's
the dip?
skull?
Where's
the skull? Yeah.
Let's get this over with.
I
Pow, pow, pow.
it against it. I had a class in high school senior year. I don't even remember what fucking class it was. It was so weird, but this state trooper or detective, somebody comes in to talk to us because part of it was dare. And he was like, "So I want each of you to tell a story about how drunk driving's impacted your life." And I lied and made up the whole story. Did I swear?
What did you say?
I said that I had this older male cousin, which I did have an older male cousin, but he lived in Cincinnati. So I was like,
Was that the one with pneumonia?
yes.
Okay.
Yes. I was like, yeah, he came over to my aunt's house and he had been drinking, or maybe I said that we were there at my aunt's house and I needed to go home. And so I allowed him to take me home even though he was drunk, which was all a lie.
Right.
But I mean, I didn't have a drunk driving story. And the guy put me on the spot, so I just lied.
He's like, "Hey."
And he was like, "What?" I think it was like, "What would you do differently?" And I was like, I would have told his mom.
I would have asked at the last assembly, who do I tell when I suspect my peers are drinking and driving?
Yes. Yeah, I was like, thank you for letting me share this. It really helps me get it off my chest.
I don't know. Like, that's a tame story, though. Like,
it wasn't. He bought it like hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah,
thank you for sharing it. And I was like,
I would have been like, my grandfather was beheaded in a in a drunk driving accident.
Like Ed Truck off of The Office got beheaded. Come on, everybody knows the Ed Truck story.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Ed Truck, who Michael replaced, got killed by a drunk
Yeah.
driver, and his head got taken off.
Yeah.
I should go back in time in my time machine and tell the Ed Truck story to the Dare guy, even though The Office hadn't happened yet.
No.
That would have been better.
That would have been better. And you know what? You know what? What would happen is the creators of The Office was the Dare guy's son.
Yes.
Yeah, and like he was like he goes home to his kid and he's like, "Well, Billy, if you're gonna drink and drive, this is the story I heard today."
And he's gonna take.
And he's gonna remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
He's gonna be like, "What can I use as this old character?" I got it. Beheaded.
Speaking of a time machine, if you could go back in time and change one thing, just one thing in your life, what would it be? One thing. Small. No, it doesn't even have to be. You could just be like, that one time I really wanted those Vans and I didn't buy them. I would go back and change that.
Okay. My birth.
You're like, if I could go back in time,
I would knock on the window and be like, condom.
Put the condom on.
Put the condom on.
Put it on.
But no, for real though. I would go back in time. There was a music festival called The Classic. And there was one in New York at Citi Field.
Okay.
And then there was another one in Los Angeles at Dodger Stadium.
Okay.
It was 2 nights.
Mm-hmm.
It was the summer after I graduated high school.
Okay.
It was one night, it was Fleetwood Mac, Journey, and Earth, Wind, and Fire. The next night, it was the Eagles, the Doobie Brothers, and Steely Dan.
Oh my God! Did we see the Doobie Brothers this past summer?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. I
Yeah.
wanted to make sure I
We,
stayed on
we were
track.
we were in the rain, remember?
Yes. Okay.
But no, and I remember begging Mom. I was like, please, it'd be my graduation present.
Yeah. Even though she'd already got you.
A guitar, but it was fun.
Yeah. It's
I was like, I'll sell that bitch.
it's extra.
I was like, I will sell this guitar.
Yeah.
I'm fine with
for
that.
this.
Which I ended up selling it years later anyway, but
Inconsequential.
inconsequential.
How much were the tickets?
The very, very, very top rows were like $150 for both nights.
That's a 2 night.
That was both nights. It was $150 for both nights.
At that time in my life, I was so flaky. I would have never even went, but that would have been a fire concert to have gone to for $150.
For $150 for 2 nights, and I remember Mom was like, "That's a great deal."
Yeah.
And I was like,
But
"I know."
It's gonna be enough for me, dog.
But it was like the hotels in New York are outrageous,
Oh, okay.
and the flight and all this stuff, and I'm like, and that was the last time. That was one of the last times that Lindsey Buckingham was with Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, okay. Okay, I hadn't even thought about
Because that was 2017.
Yeah.
And they didn't tour again until 2019, and that's when that was after they fired him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
So
I know I'm speaking with
it's fun.
Fleetwood Mac.
The aficionado.
The aficionado.
The number one fan.
The biographer of Fleetwood Mac.
I am.
No, you are.
I take no shame in that.
No, you shouldn't.
But I look up videos all the time.
On Fleetwood Mac.
On the classic.
Oh, okay.
Because that was also the first time the Eagles had gotten back together after Glenn Frey died.
Okay.
Because they were like, man, I don't think we'll tour again.
Yeah.
And then they did it with Glenn Frey's son. Those were the first shows.
I didn't know that they toured with his son.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Who was pretty good, actually.
Yeah. You know what's funny is if I could go back and redo not going to a concert, it would have been around this time. Friend at work, Brandy Thomas, asked me, she's like, Tom Petty's coming.
I know.
Let's go to this Tom Petty. And I was like, I think the tickets were like $200 something.
Yeah.
And I was like, we'll catch him next time.
Dead.
Bitch died like 5 months later. Yeah. So if we're talking concerts, I wish I could go back.
Was it in Nashville?
I think it was.
I was there.
Fuck you.
I know.
Yeah, I wish I could go back and do that because I would have loved to have seen Tom Petty.
And it was Tom Petty and Joe Walsh.
Oh, I didn't.
Joe Walsh opened for him. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't even know who opened for him.
That
would have been good.
It was sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to me.
I know. I'm trying not to brag.
Mm-hmm.
But I think so. I've told my friend this a million times.
Okay.
I bought the tickets for me and my high school girlfriend at the time.
For Tom Petty?
For Tom Petty.
Okay.
She was in Winter Guard, where you wave the flags. Yeah.
Okay.
And her brother was the coach.
Okay.
Anyway. And she had like the lead.
Oh.
In this show.
Very important performance.
Very important performance. And the concert was on a night they had practice.
So she was like, I cannot miss.
No. She was going to go. And he said, if you miss this practice to go see Tom Petty, I'm taking the lead away from you.
Bitch, Tom Petty died right after this.
Right after. So then I asked my best friend, shout out Jonah.
Shout out.
To go with me.
Yeah.
I was like, come on. Please go with me.
Please.
I don't have anybody to go with. Come on.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't know. I'll think about it. And then he was like, okay, I'm going to go. Then, like, I took off from school.
Yeah.
This was senior year. Because I remember you could have these forms filled out where you could miss school.
Mm-hmm. Like educational.
Educational, right? And I'd put some bullshit or something.
You had a whole stack.
Oh my God. I would be like, because I took off 2 days and they were both for concerts. One was in Nashville, one was in Louisville. The first night it was Tom Petty, and the second night it was Def Leppard and Poison in Louisville. That was awesome.
Yeah, I bet that was.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
But I just went to my principal at the time, loved me.
Who doesn't love you though?
Shout out to Mrs. Mattingly. But I would be like, hey, will you sign this? And she's like, who you going to see? And I'm like, Tom Petty. She's like, okay.
I mean, Tom Petty is a legend.
She's like, I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like,
yeah.
I
do regret that.
So I was off from school that day, and I was just at the house. I was like, fuck it. I slept in and everything, and we were going to leave early.
Yeah.
And go up. He was going to take off too, but then he was like, hey, the school called and was like, I have perfect attendance. And I don't want to. He was a fucking liar, right? He was like, I don't want to ruin that.
Who gives a
I know.
about perfect attendance?
I know. And then later on, around 3:00, this is when we lived in the double wide.
Okay.
Right up from the high school. It was like a 10-minute drive.
Yeah.
So here I am at 3:00 in the car. It was started, like ready to go. And he texted me and he was like, I'm sick.
Oh, he's a liar.
It was such a liar. He was such a liar. And
I take back my shout out.
And then the next day at school, I was like, you missed it. And he was like, yeah, I don't care. He was like, I did not want to go. I never wanted to go, yada, yada, yada. Bitch, 6 months later, he died.
Yes.
And I said, I blame you.
It's Jonah's fault.
It's Jonah's fault. I told him that for years because.
So did you go alone?
No, I went with my girlfriend at the time. Yeah. I went with her mother.
You guys were tight. Yeah.
But yeah, because I was like, your son kind of fucked it up for me. So yeah, you want to go with me? And she was like, yeah, sure, let's go. I was like, okay, let's go.
Good for her.
She was awesome.
Good for her.
R.I.P. girl.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. But no, it was amazing.
Regret.
It was amazing.
I live with regret over that.
He didn't do Breakdown though.
Now that is one of my faves.
It is my favorite.
Yeah.
That one and Crawling Back to You.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's all right. Next time, he'll play it next time.
He's going to play Breakdown next
time. He'll play Breakdown next time.
6 months later. Why
Dead.
would he play Breakdown?
I don't know.
Is he like Pearl Jam, though? You know how Pearl Jam does? Like, they really differ on set list, night to night?
No. He kept it pretty consistent that I can remember.
Okay.
I mean, because when you're that old, he was in his 70s.
Was he? Okay, I don't think.
Well, maybe late 60s. I think it was like 68, maybe.
Okay.
But like when you're that age, I mean, you gotta
have a routine.
Gotta have a routine. I just now remembered American Girl. I remember the chords and the lyrics after it came out 30 years ago. I can't change it up now. I can't do it now. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I got you.
So I'm periodically checking my mic just to make sure it's on.
Shout out green light on the mic.
Shout out green light on the mic.
Shout out. Yeah.
Whoever made this, I don't know. It kind of looks like I'm holding up a troll.
I don't remember who made it. Shout out. You can actually take these off.
I know, but are we going to do that? No.
No, it looks like a pom-pom.
It does.
Who doesn't want to talk into a pom-pom? Or a tiny tambourine.
Let's tell that story real quick.
Go ahead and finish. You go ahead and finish with that.
All right. So, the same year, actually, it was right before Tom Petty died. Yes. Shout out Bourbon and Beyond.
Yes, it was because 2017 was the first year.
It was the first year Bourbon. Yeah. Me and my girlfriend
and her
mother went to the first ever Bourbon and Beyond.
I can't believe they got the type of people they got that first year and then some of the subsequent years.
I know.
You know,
I want Stevie back.
I do too. I've never seen her, would love to see
her.
I
want Steve Miller Band back.
Yes, exactly. Because like last year, no hate to Bourbon.
Could have been better.
Could have been better.
Yeah.
It could have been better. Yeah.
This year's pretty good though.
It is, but I want to see that like first year vibe.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Because like the first year it was, it was Steve Miller Band, Stevie Nicks, Joe Bonamassa, Eddie Vedder, Gary Clark Jr.
Yeah, it was. It was.
It was a
good
really,
lineup.
and listen, Gary Clark Jr. was awesome, and that was when he had just released his cover of "Come Together" for the
Okay.
Justice League movie, and I remember, oh my god, me and my girlfriend at the time, we got in the biggest fight,
Yes.
because
The biggest
one of the biggest fights ever.
ever
Like we broke up 2 days later, fight
over this fight.
over
yes.
this fight because, and this was how petty I was at the time.
I remember when you called me
I did.
from
and
from Bourbon. Yes.
I was so mad
yeah.
because we were seeing Steve Miller Band, and
Yeah.
she was like, "Hey, let's head out. We're gonna beat traffic."
Anybody that wants to leave before Steve Miller comes on stage,
During Steve Miller, and the Joker started playing.
bitch deserves to be broke up with.
Sorry, girl,
Deserves.
but I remember pissed.
As you should have
Pissed.
been.
And the next night was Stevie Nicks.
Yeah.
I said, "I'll tell you what I'm gonna do," because at the hotel we stayed at, they had a free shuttle you could take.
Yeah.
I said, "I'm gonna take the car." It was her mom's car. I was like, "I'm gonna take the car.
You're like, I own this car.
I own this car for
Yeah.
today. I'm gonna take this car, get a good parking spot, and get front row for Stevie."
But you didn't have to pay to park at that time. did
No.
you, over there at the river, because I remember
Nope.
we just parked wherever.
Yeah. Shout out Bourbon. You need to bring that back. But
And
anyway,
you could leave your car overnight.
leave your car overnight.
Because we did.
Shout out. But yeah, I remember being like, I looked at her and I said, "I'm not leaving early for Stevie."
You really put your foot down.
I did. I said, "I'm not leaving early.
It's not happening.
Non-negotiable."
Yeah.
Have I seen her before? Absolutely.
Will
Am
I
I
see her
leaving?
again? Most definitely.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving.
Not happening.
Hey, did I tell you? I'm not leaving.
Mic check. Not leaving.
I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
What was that off of Wolf of Wall Street? I'm not fucking leaving.
I'm not fucking leaving.
I'm not fucking leaving. And she went like this. Okay.
She's like, bitch, I will make you leave.
Yeah, she's like, "I'll make you leave."
Yeah. I'm not fucking leaving.
And I'm like, and I went like this. "I'm not leaving."
Yeah. Not happening.
I was like, "I'm not leaving."
No.
Not happening.
So, did you go over to the festival area alone?
Yeah.
And that's how you got to the front of the stage.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got to the front of the stage and stayed there for like 10 hours. Worth every minute.
Where did you pee at?
I tried not to drink a lot.
I tried to get dehydrated.
I tried to get dehydrated.
Yes.
But there were these two hippie lesbians.
Uh-huh.
And they, like, I just like talked.
Shout out hippies.
Shout out hippie lesbians.
Yeah.
Shout out hippie lesbians.
Shout out.
And we were just talking. They offered me pot.
You're like, duh.
No, at the time I didn't smoke.
Okay.
And I was working at the hospital, so I got drug tested.
Oh, so you're like, shout out
So
hippie
I'm
lesbians,
like-
but that's going to be a hard
I
no.
was like, I can't.
Yeah.
But they would watch for me while I went to pee, and I would
Oh,
watch for
okay.
them.
Because
While they went.
that's a perfect situation to get a UTI.
Perfect. Was it worth it? Oh, yeah.
I mean, a UTI
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
worth it.
But I only went once.
Okay.
Like, I just went one time.
I hated that setup over there, though.
Well.
At the fair,
Yeah.
I hated it.
Oh, hold on just a second. That was the year, and a couple years after that, where you didn't have to pay VIP prices to be at the very front, Bourbon and Beyond.
Shout out to that. Yeah.
I'm salty about that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Because we were pretty close to the front of the stage
Yeah.
the year we were over there, and it came a monsoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were. And guess what? We paid general admission prices.
we almost got our legs broke walking in the
Hey,
muddy rain, but
hey,
it was worth it. It was worth it.
who cares?
Yeah.
We saw Lenny Kravitz fall in the
That was
rain. It was awesome.
that was beautiful.
So anyway, back to the
Yeah.
old the hippie lesbians. Well, the hippie lesbians were sitting there, and they made jewelry.
What hippie lesbian doesn't make jewelry?
What? Listen, that's how they got along because they were deadheads. They
Oh,
lived
okay.
in their van and like traveled.
Yeah.
So
Did they live in a van down
by the river?
the river?
Well, that year they were camping in a van down by the river. So yeah.
Oh, it is a yes.
So, but I found out how they make a living doing this.
Okay.
They price this jewelry at unbelievably ridiculous prices.
But it was a deal.
But it was a deal.
It was almost a steal.
So I remember, and I was so dumb. They had this little stainless steel tambourine with the little cymbals.
Yeah.
Like,
And the strings.
it made it like
Ding, ding,
it
ding,
jingled.
ding, ding,
It jingled when you
yes.
shook it, and the strings, and it had Stevie's signature engraved in the tambourine. And I was like, I need to find that picture of me that they took. It's on my old
have
Facebook.
this. Do you have the Stevie doll?
Yeah, it's at my office.
Okay, so we need Stevie to have this tambourine, and I know it's lost.
It's lost.
But that would really just tie it all together.
So, but I remember they were like, "You want to buy it?" And I'm like, "You know what?"
What?
I said, yeah, how much? $100.
And in your mind, you're like,
yeah. I said
that is a steal.
and then they said we usually charge $115 for the
But
ones
for
that have the
you.
tassels.
But for you,
You're
like,
100.
wait, did you say stainless steel?
That's a bargain.
Done.
That's a bargain.
It is.
You
It won't
know how
rust.
much? You know how much they charge for that at K Jewelers?
Yeah.
$20.
Won't. But stainless steel won't rust.
It will get lost though.
Yeah, it will. It will.
No, I lost that thing. I remember I kept it on my keychain like a dumbass.
Yeah.
And I lost it.
You should have put it like on a mantle.
I should have on this dusty ass mantle.
Yeah, but it would have been perfect.
It would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Gone.
R.I.P.
But I remember telling my girlfriend at the time, because am I going to be like, I paid $100 for this little thing? No. I said, look at what
You
these
lied
is.
to her?
Yeah, I lied to her. I said, look at what these little hippie lesbians gave me.
That gave it to me.
Yeah.
How much money did you have? That like
$100.
You gave them all the money you had.
All the cash I had, yeah.
Okay. All right.
I was like this. That's a steal.
You're like,
yeah.
$100, you say?
I said,
Done.
I think I told her later that I paid for it.
Okay.
But I think I told her like I paid $30 or something like that.
You probably ran their van for like another month.
Probably.
Off that $100.
Listen, because that was 2017.
Yeah. Yes.
So
Steal.
It
was a
steal.
Yeah.
But I did follow those hippie lesbians on Facebook.
Do you still follow?
No.
So
I think maybe one.
Okay.
I can't remember, but
I'm gonna
they split up. I think they split up.
Shut up.
It was sad.
That is not a good ending.
It's not a good ending to that story.
I'm gonna need to see the one that's still on your.
But I don't even know if she is or not.
You're gonna have to look after this because I have a vision in my head.
Okay.
Want to see if my vision matches.
It probably does.
Want to see if
it probably does.
Want to see if the lines are.
But they were like, yeah, it's a bargain.
Clearly,
that's a steal.
Because you paid.
I said,
you made it rain.
$100.
You made it rain.
I'll never get that $100 back.
But do you want it back?
I want that damn tambourine back.
That's right. Yeah, you don't.
That's what I want back.
You want the tambourine.
And I don't know where I lost it, but I want to find it.
I want you to find it.
That broke my heart.
Yeah. There's a lot of broken hearts over that.
My achy breaky heart.
Yeah.
But no, I mean that was Bourbon and Beyond. Shout out to Bourbon and Beyond. That was great.
Shout out. Yes, that
Yeah.
was the OG years.
That was the OG years.
Yeah.
That was the great
You
years.
could bring in chairs.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
None of this rent a chair bullshit.
Yeah. It's too much.
We got bones to pick with you.
Many.
Yeah.
Many.
Do you hear that in the wind? That's that tambourine.
That's the spirit of that tambourine.
That's the spirit of that tambourine somewhere.
You know, somebody picked that up and has that and doesn't understand the value of what they have.
They don't understand the steel that is in that tambourine.
This not only the steel, the stainless steel.
The stainless steel.
But also, it's like when somebody goes to Goodwill and they find a Louis Vuitton.
Real Louis Vuitton. Right.
They found a real stainless steel
Stevie Nicks tambourine.
Yeah.
And
the strings.
with the strings, and it said it had engraved with love Stevie Nicks, and it had her like little signature in it engraved in the inside the tambourine. It was fire, and I miss it so much.
It was probably a numbered collector's item, and you just didn't see the number engraved on the
probably
back. Like there was only 100 released, and it was like 01.
Well, these hippie lesbians only could produce one.
So it was the original.
And I bought it.
You bought the original.
Yeah. So
good for you. Yeah.
It was fire.
Because we only do fire shit.
We only do fire shit.
Yeah.
We only do fire shit. But all right, from the toilet to your ears, this is the We're Not Potty Trained. Damn it, I did it again. This is the We're Not Potty Trained podcast. I'm Corey Isaac.
I'm Brandy Walters.
And we'll see you next time.